Hari Om to all. I am Ramesh Swami from Unnati, and I'm thrilled to embark on this podcast journey along with Swami Muktanandji of Anandash. While I won't dwell deep into Anandashram just yet, rest assured that as we journey through this episodes, through the episodes with Swamiji, you will discover the profound teachings and luminous personalities associated with this spiritual sanctuary. Throughout our discussion, we will unravel the wisdom of Papa Ramdas, the grace of Mataji Krishnabai, the serenity of Swami Satyanandi, and of course, the insights of Swami Muktanand himself. But this podcast isn't just about listening, it's about engaging with these timeless teachings and exploring their relevance to in our lives today. I am a seeker on the path of personal growth and inner peace. While I may not take up difficult sadhanas, my journey has been one of gradual transformation, guided by wisdom and teachings of Swami Muktanand. This podcast is my way of sharing the insights and lessons that have positively impacted my life in the hope that they may resonate with yours and inspire others on their journey of self discovery and happiness. To the audience, thoughts, questions, and reflections are not only welcome but encouraged. Please comment. Please embark in on this journey together with me. I welcome Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Welcome to Swami Muktanandji, who has been my inspiration, my guide. I have always gone back to him for many guidances. And not that I have gone and asked a question, but just the way he comes across gives me a lot of answers. So, so grateful, Swamiji, that you are with us today. And we are starting this series of episodes, which is definitely help many people like me who are seekers in some way or the other. Namaskaram.
We are also deeply happy because it is an occasion given to us or provided to us to remember about the different facets of spirituality. Periodical hammering is necessary, and every time when we approach the subject, new facets will come. So in a way, God is arranging through you for bringing out this. It starts kindling, and then we get an altogether different viewpoint, which would not have struck to us at all.
Thank you so much.
Some instrumental cost should be there, so we take it like that. Okay, and we are
Thank
very
you so
happy.
much.
We are happy that Unnati, which learn, earn, and stand tall. No, it's very nice to hear how spirituality enters into this learn, earn, and stand together. That is a journey that will be very, very interesting. Let us try our level best and pray to him.
So, Swamiji, we started the journey with you on 13 September 2003.
Yeah, I
When
remember.
you were there. So that was the day we had the first bhajan and we started it.
Yeah.
So, Swamiji, to start with in the first episode, I have a very important question to ask. You did use the word spirituality, and this keeps popping up on a daily basis when you discuss with people. People will ask you, they will come and ask me, are you a religious person? And then I realize that I am not a religious person. I don't go to temples every day. I don't chant big slokas and mantras. So sometimes I say, oh, I am not all that religious. Then I want to define myself as probably a spiritual person, but I know that I don't do the inner sadhanas, I don't meditate. So I am always confused. So my question to you is, what should spirituality? How do we? Spirituality is a vast subject, I know, but how for a very ordinary person like me, what should I take spirituality as? What would be the definition?
You are perfectly right. Right from our young age, we have developed a lot of concepts about spirituality. Religion, the word, now when we use the word religion, it separates people from one sect to another. But spirituality unites everybody because that is a common factor in everybody. Actually, our master used to say the word religion means bind back to the origin. So actually, and that is the real meaning. It's not an English word, it's a Latin word. So to bind back to the original. So that means religion is universal, but unknowingly, unfortunately, God has made it now so complicated that it separates from person to person, rites and rituals from person, methodology different. So we don't get any idea at all. But the word spirituality, it is directly addressed to everyone. Why we say so? Because spirit is the subtle and mysterious power which is within everybody. Normally, we have heard the word spirit and matter. So the matter gets activated only in the presence of spirit, Chetana. And spirit needs it is not palpable. So spirit needs something to express itself. So it needs matter. Okay. Now we
Correct.
all of us have got a projected in individuality called body, mind, intellect. We have got a name. We have an image about ourselves. It is from that platform we interact with the world outside. And what dominates our mind is our likes and dislikes, preferences, priorities, rights and wrongs, ambitions, our bondage or what do you call towards our name, fame, power, position. This is the sum total of this me and mine. And we start from this me and mine. So a knowledge about spirituality will surely enable us to ultimately free ourselves from the clutches of this me and mine. In every field, at home, in the workplace, with friends. So this is what we want. The absence of the knowledge of spirituality, directly or indirectly, is responsible for the inner and outer chaos. When we say we don't have peace of mind, it is because of this. So spirituality has relevance to our workaday life. Let us try to do a bit of what is this spirit.
Please. Yeah.
Spirit has been defined as the life force. The force because of which the words are coming, the hands are moving, the feeling that we are sitting, the feeling that you are now hearing, you are asking, that power. Normally we call it as life force, Pranan, Jeevan. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Jeevanam Sarvabhudeshu. I am there in the form of life force. So easy way to start with the knowledge of spirit would be to, look at ourselves. I am alive today. That is why I am responding to everything. I am reacting to everything. I am acting for every moment. Everything comes right from the moment I get up in the morning till I retire to bed. There is family life, professional life, social life. In these three fields, I am becoming active because of the presence of this life force. So it is with me, it has been with me. Absence of this awareness makes us feel that we are individuals.
Yeah.
And we are guided by its dictates. Naturally, we end up with this. So how do we make it a reality? Suppose we start going in a day, suppose 5 to 10 minutes, suppose we set apart. We follow some discipline, whatever it suits to our temperament, anything. In Ananda Ashram, you might be knowing that it is the Nama chanting. We give a name to the spirit. And when we chant the name, we are reminded of the spirit. The spirit which is making me to chant. Your master says, while chanting, you should know that you are chanting the name of one who is within, who is making you to chant.
Super.
That
Which is within and making you to chant.
Making you to chant. So if that is making me to chant, that is making me to see, making me to hear, making me to taste, making me to touch, making me to think, making me to talk, making me to walk. Oh. So that is this is the real picture of spirit. And the spirit is there in everybody.
Correct.
What differs is the BMI, body, mind, intellect. Suppose whenever, and we act because of this body, mind, intellect. That is our base now. Because over the years, we have developed this act. One fine morning, it is very difficult to replace it. So constant and concerted effort is necessary to bring back this idea that behind this body, mind, and intellect, the sense of individuality, there is a power. As we keep on trying, it is purely an introverted inquiry, inward journey.
Correct.
Nobody can help.
So that is where people talk of meditation and they say you must meditation,
chanting, what?
So for some people like us who are not able to sit down on a sadhana, how do we keep reminding us that awareness?
We were in Wayanad previously. Wayanad is a 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 feet above the sea level. In good old days, it will be very, very chill. So very few vehicles will be there. Early morning, the tractor, it will refuse to get started. So normally you have to start the vehicle and then move it. When it refuses, we move the vehicle and get it started. To know the spirit within us and to go by its dictate is the path suggested to us. Then that is not possible. We go the reverse way.
Okay.
What is the reverse way? Trying to see that the entire thing has come from the spirit. So every field, including what we are talking now, is given by that power, that spirit, who is not only within us, who is also in everybody, in everything.
So that samarpanam.
Samarpanam. So the moment you go to the office, when you start meeting your clients or you start your interacting with the colleagues, this should be there in the subconscious level. And he will prompt you. The prompting will come to beautifully handle. And how does it express? There comes the values. Spirituality does not express through any other thing. It comes out only through values. You said samatva, the word, no? Samatva, yeah, it's samatva. It's one of the values.
Samarpanam, I said samarpanam, that is to the Lord.
And samatva, I'm talking about equanimity. Equanimity. And you say, now, suppose somebody comes and argues. You give a patient hearing. You don't jump and say, stop. Mind, I am right, you are wrong. That attitude will go. You will give a patient hearing. Then you will explain to them lovingly. These are all spirituality in workaday life. You handle a thing. Absurdly, you can do it. But when you do it with the love, you are bringing spirituality into this life, workaday life. A touch of love, a touch of perfection, a touch of dedication, a touch of gratitude. You
Yes,
get a
Swami,
cover
I
from
always,
you have ordered something through Amazon. The parcel comes. You are opening the parcel. As soon as the contents are taken out, if you remember the one which has carried the contents, which you have cut open, mentally you feel thankful to it and then put it in the waste paper basket. Spirituality has entered there. Because you know, it is that paper or that cover that has brought from the from the sending level to your level. So in each and everything, the spirituality can enter into every department of our life. It is not that not only in puja room or the temple or something. It is the rehearsal that we are getting in puja. When you go to the puja room, you observe certain order. No? There is an orderly behavior there. That is the first step. When you offer the flower, you are not throwing. The reverence, the meticulous care and concern, the devotion, the dedication. These are not to be limited to puja room. Correct. It is a rehearsal for us in our workaday life.
Wow.
So spirituality in that way, that's why Papa used to say, spirituality that cannot be applied in actual life is no spirituality. Every moment of our life, when we forget about this factor, we act from the me and mind level. We later on slowly we will understand nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. We try to recognize this because everything has come from a human being, come from intelligence, come from the spirit.
Wow.
The person who has conceived, discovered, invented, innovated a particular gadget, it has come because of the presence of the spirit. And anything comes from the spirit is available for everybody. Okay. That is why you find no discoverer or inventor or the person who has innovated has specified the beneficiary. Air is available for everybody. Water is available for everybody. Earth is available for everybody. Space is available for everybody. Sun is available for everybody. All the gifts of Mother Nature is available for everybody. Similarly, all the creature comfort that have come from a scientist's mind, which has been prompted by that power, spirit, it is also for everybody. The moment you take the brush in the morning, actually, we've learned that it was in 1800s, one Dr. Addis in America, he brought out this. Like that, anything that you see, they have not specified the beneficiary.
So the main
expansion.
So the main, I agree. Yeah. So the main understanding, if I have to, summarize what that we have to be. One thing I always learned from you from day one is about that word of love, care, and concern. So I realize that love, care, and concern is spirituality in its own way.
Exactly.
So it is a very big. It's a very big message, and if we are able to bring in that part of us on a daily practice, it means that we are spiritual.
Even when we enter into the Unnati building, we leave the chapel outside. We can watch. How do we do that? Whether in a haphazard way or whether we recognize the individuality of the chapel. It has been helping us. So the spirituality can be tried, just like we told you, move the vehicle and get started. We start from this, and finally we will find we are moving towards the awareness of spirituality in one another.
So people like me have done this other way around because you have pushed us, and thank you for pushing us. So I think this episode's message of that, if we can develop that love, care, and concern in every aspect of our life, in every doing of our life, I think we
Right
classify
from the moment
ourselves
we
as spiritual.
right from the moment we get up till we retire to bed.
Done. Thank you, Swamiji, for this wonderful, really beautifully shown this way path, which is definitely an easy thing, at least in the mind level today. Thank you. Thank you.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Om.
Welcome to the second episode of our series. And the first episode was so profound with the message of love, care, and concern. Swamiji, when you were talking about this in the first episode, you brought out a word which was samatvam, and you said everything comes from that spirit, and every part of it is there. So often, people like us, we are not able to look at everything around us uh, as that part of that
Ours.
spirit. We differentiate. We try to be partial. We like our own some dislikes are stronger.
Preference, priorities.
How is I have heard you talk about Mataji, and how is it that how do we develop a manobhavana where we are at least on the journey to that samatvam kind of a feeling? How do we do that?
First of all, we should remind ourselves merely intellectually analyzing alone will not help us unless it is backed up with some discipline suitable for our temperament to keep us on the track. Because over the years, we have developed so many concepts. So the absence of otherness is nothing but love, purest form of love. When the mother, when it sees the child, even when she is cooking, the child may be in the cradle. When she is working, part of the mind is on the child, extending ourselves. When the child cries, immediately she rushes there. That means absence of otherness. There is no other, apart. So it is something which we have seen.
Correct.
Even in our own life, when we are on a project, when we are totally committed to that ideal and involve ourselves totally with it, you will find after some time you will find at that time you will not. After some time, you become one with the project.
Correct. Correct.
And so this is not something which is not possible for all of us. The only problem is we are limiting it to certain things. Now, how to expand this? God has given to all of us this technique of stretching ourselves to persons, objects, situations.
Right.
But at the same time, because we don't know the background, it is limited to a few people. It is not given to everybody alike. When we remember Puja Mataji, what comes to us is it is given to everybody equally. Now, how do we do that? Because of the discipline, spiritual discipline she imposed on herself to get rid of the mental obsession of me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. To be very frank, to be more blunt and cruel, the me and mine is the biggest hurdle that prevents us from enjoying this absence of others.
Sure.
This is
Correct.
mine. This is not mine. No. So my relationship to that which I consider as mine, to consider
Correct.
that which is not mine, it differs. So absence of otherness, one fine morning we will not be able to go and embrace the whole world. Embrace the whole world. No, it is not possible. But we can try to widen the love circle as much as possible. And when we are on that, we have been assured that mysteriously the guidance will come from within and without. I will tell you share my own experience. Prior to coming to ashram, we were also working.
Correct.
It must be in 60s. One day, it was in Chennai. We were forced to take permission The office time starts at about 8 o'clock, 8 to 5. In our particular department, the people who were there, they were on leave. So we were reluctant to take leave because so many things will be there every day to
Correct.
connect ourselves with the head office. So it is not fair on our part to be absent. So at the same time, we have to go to the railway station to receive somebody. The train reaches only at 8 o'clock. We were in a dilemma, and the section head said, "Don't worry, you go and come back." On that day, the train was late, and we could reach office only by 10 o'clock. By the time the assistant manager had come and asked for some details, then nobody was there. So he made some harmless comment, which was heard by another colleague. And when we came, he told us we lost our temper. We got wounded. We went to the assistant manager's cabin. As usual, with all love, he said, "Yes, sit down." We did not sit. And the moment his work was over, we, in a most unruly manner, we presented the whole
Drift.
thing. He is double of our age. We were a clerk. He is an assistant manager. He heard patiently. We are trying to understand some of the absence of otherness, he heard patiently. Pata, 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 pata. We started giving, accusing. And finally he said, "Did I give a memo? Did I ask for the leave instruction that you should meet me before you go for work? Did I ask for the attendance register which was waiting for your signature?" Suddenly, I remembered nothing. So I made a big fuss about a small thing, which I shouldn't have done. I had not expressed it. When he thought, I am not still convinced, this elderly person who is the assistant manager, he stood up from his seat and said, "If you still feel I have hurt your feelings, I am sorry." That is,
Amazing.
I really went and tried to go down and touch his feet. Immediately he took me. Forget about it, man. There was no postmortem. But then later on, when I started going deeper into it, here it is absence of other. That means he did not see me as another. He was trying to dispassionately view everything. Correct. When he came back, he did not take leave because of his loyalty and sincerity to the work. So he had come. Naturally, when somebody says you would have got offended, that is okay, natural. Not taking it in the negative way. You will take it everything in the negative way only when you see otherness. So in our workaday life, it is possible. At home, we are doing it. At times, certain things we may be able to say yes. At times, we may not be able to say yes. But even then, there is no prejudice formed. The otherness is not there. Even if we shout, nobody takes it hard. His nature is like that. He is pada, then afterwards he will keep quiet. He is loving, though he is a little short-term. Like that, people will say, That means
You are talking about me, Swamiji. You are talking about.
no, we not about you. No, the thing is, we will not feel bad. You feel bad only when you see the otherness. So we are trying to understand what absence of otherness. Absence of otherness at every stage, not that we are cultivating. When we stretch ourselves, these are the expressed form of absence of otherness. It is not a technique, it's not a literary thing that we are trying to learn. No. When we try to extend ourselves, stretch ourselves, identify ourselves, when we become one with others, then we give all these allowances. We accommodate, we reconcile, we patiently hear. Even if we say no, it will be lovingly said. Sorry, whatever you may be saying, you may be right from your standpoint, but sorry, it's not possible. There's a way of telling.
So again, Swamiji, so from what I'm hearing now, again, it is a part of that love quotient
Correct.
which brings in that that removes that otherness, feeling of otherness, and brings in that oneness into it, right?
Just
So,
like, just like I have got the right to have my own rights and wrongs, I try to accept that everybody has got that right. So when I try to recognize their right, I may not be able to go along with them, but my deliverance will be different.
so in a way, if I rephrase it, and because I understand a certain vocabulary, it is also about empathy. It is
Empathy,
it
yeah,
is about empathy in a
yeah,
way,
you can
right?
mention.
So when I
Accommodating everybody.
accommodating, when I am ready to look at it with empathy,
Yeah.
I am able to accept somebody else's mistakes.
When we look at the positive side of an individual, we will be able to move faster towards him. When we look at the certain areas where we differ, then we move away from him. Otherness will come. Suppose there is a person who may be having something which we have named it as negative, but at the same time we realize that there are so many positive things in him. Then you see your tone of reaction will be different. Not that you will agree with what he says, but your tone of reaction will be definitely real. That is because you have accommodated him in your heart. You have
Very
not. So
so
these are
true.
some
This
of
is
the
something, yeah, this is something which happens to us on a daily basis.
daily basis. Correct.
I agree with you. 1 minute, just a minute.
That is why we remember one quotation of Papa. We would like everybody to think over it. The world we live in is a school
Hmm.
in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for self-improvement. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. The world
Oh,
we
no.
live in is a school
Ah,
in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for self-improvement. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. So
oh, no.
every experience I get, it is a move towards absence of otherness. Comes out in the form of absence of otherness. So whenever I start noticing anybody saving anything, anybody compromising, anybody accommodating, immediately you are reminded. A tsunami comes, somebody goes, identifies themselves.
Correct.
It is not that it is reserved for anybody. Suppose you, God forbid, suppose you are sitting before the TV, you find in the news somewhere there is disaster. What is your immediate reaction? Oh God, no. You are not happy. That means you have become one with them. So it is the inherent quality in all of us to have this absence of otherness. Somewhere something made us to forget about it. So we are now trying to watch. That's why Papa said the world we live in is a school in which observation and experience they help us to become more and more perfect, more and more
Swamiji,
humane.
I have to request you to, I remember an episode which you talked about Mataji. Uh, you know, it was among the first few lessons probably you talked to me about how Mataji embraced people. I just want you to, share a few minutes on that aspect because it's so important.
Yes, early days, one night, somebody came and stealthily plucked the coconuts. And as he was striving to get down, the watchman caught him.
Okay.
And on those days, they will manhandle, So they were brought to Mataji. As soon as they were brought, the first question Mataji asked was, have they had their food?
Ayyo, ayyo. Uh,
He's a mother. Absence of otherness can come only when the love circle goes and embraces everybody. All right, out of immaturity, they have taken. But has he eaten? And when the food was given, she said, if you wanted this, why did you do like this? Do you think it will help you? You will have to pay for it later. Anyway, hereafter, don't do it. She gave those coconuts, extra coconuts, and some more money and sent her. She doesn't bother whether the administrative level, Vyavaharik level, this can be followed or not. It was a spontaneous bringing out because to her, somebody is another. One boy may be having some weakness. Another boy may be shrewd. Another boy may have some cravings. Another boy will be balanced. But a mother is a mother for everybody, you know. There are many, many instances. We are just quoting one or two.
Correct.
In fact, the feeling that spirituality stands for absence of otherness, it was given to us when we came here for the first time in 64. The first 2-3 days we spent, then that gave us the real meaning of spirituality. We may be doing so many disciplines, but ultimately it has to zero to this, where we extend our love circle to as many as possible. We may not be able to go and embrace the whole world, but to the extent possible to objects, persons, situations.
So profound it is. The thought itself to be able to embrace the whole world and accept them and love them in spite. That in spite is so beautiful. Thank you, Swamiji, for this. It's a very great eye opener for all of us. And I think the message of love, the message of empathy, the message of looking beyond, accepting, not judging, so many aspects which we do every day on a daily basis, minute basis. I think we need to be learning from it.
My
Thank you so much. Thank you
my
so
one
much.
my one request is whenever we hear or whenever we happen to go through or study, it will become ours only when we try to integrate it with our own experience. Otherwise, it becomes an academic exercise. So as soon as we hear this, God must have given to everyone some opportunity. At that time, we would not have seen with this dimension. Now, suppose when you start recollecting it, you will try to know what is spirituality, what is absence of otherness in the light of what we have now heard. And then, it becomes ours. Then only it becomes ours.
Correct.
Otherwise, it will come and go. We hear and then we forget. But when we keep on doing some manana, drilling, the contemplation, reflection upon it, and linking with our own life, that is very, very important. Papa used to keep on harping this. So let us all pray to him to make us to connect ourselves with all these, the experiences he has given. Previously, we would not have understood.
Correct.
Now we pray to him through that. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari
Hari
Om.
Om to all. I request all our listeners, the seekers, to participate, give your comments, ask your questions. This is a very informal platform in the sense we are all traveling in the same boat. So we don't want anybody to see as if it is you are differentiated from this. There are two levels. Of course, Swamiji is in a different level, but we are all in the same level. So we will seek the guidance from him. Swamiji, welcome to the third episode of ours. It was so touching, the absence of otherness. The topic is hair raising. It brings up goose pimples, especially when you think of Mataji and the way she could look at everybody so beautifully. It is very difficult for us. How do we practice this sadhana? How do we bring in every time to see everyone as that amsham of God? How do we try to keep doing this on a regular basis? Somebody tells us awareness, suddenly, yes. Suppose somebody says, I am also part of God, same God, no, then immediately, yes, we realize it. But otherwise, we behave in a different manner. How can we keep improving ourselves in this journey?
Hari Om. as you said first, this is a collective effort to explore collectively. So many inputs are being given to us by the same power who prompts us now to bring out these questions. And he gives us some clues through whatever he made us to know. And so at the same time, this is not the end of it. Always we should know it's a comma, it's a comma, it's comma, never a full stop. So we keep on exploring. Exploring with what? Exploring not somebody's experience, our own experience. So this is the first thought that came to us to share with you all. Secondly, when you talk about absence of otherness, which comes out from identifying the common denominator in anything and everything. Say, for example, we just now the thought, we are going in the, suppose we are in North India, somebody we see wearing a dhoti and walking. What do we immediately say? I think he is from South India. I think he is from Kerala. Something like that. We immediately move towards him and ask him, where are you from? So anything that is common in us is instrumental in providing some affinity, touching and kindling some affinity.
Very true.
So that means there is an indirect effort on our part. For example, language. Suppose somebody says Malayalam or Tamil. When we go to a foreign country or in any part of the North India, immediately we will ask, to that, because we even in train, we used to feel that. So something that is common in us, if it is identified, an effort, unknown effort is made on our part to become closer.
Correct.
So that means that which is common, Till that moment, suppose you are traveling by train, you would not have seen him. After exchanging all these things and after one or two stations, you become so close. You will leave all your belongings under his care and you will go to the outside. See, absence of otherness, where does it take? So the moment we try to understand something that is common in us, the curtain that separates us from others, maybe for a short time, agreed. Maybe for a short time. But God gives us these teachings. So try to identify that is something common in all of us. Oh, that is the lesson, first lesson. And how do we do that? So one way could be, where do we come from? Normally we say we come from our parents. But later on a little reflection will reveal that they also have their parents. They also have their parents. So they can't be the first cause. They are only instrumental cause. Later on we will slowly understand that. So where from it started? Say all of you might be cultivating a vegetable garden in your terrace or something like that. So when you put a seed, it sprouts. You know this. It sprouts, becomes a seedling, then a plant, then a flowering, then the fruition. No, you are not looking at the fruition. You know right from the beginning how it has come. So there is an origin there. Source is there. Similarly, if I and you are existing today, there must be a source. Initially, we identified that source to our parents. But now a little reflection revealed that they were also born to. Because the seed which you have sown in your vegetable garden, it has come from another tree. So first pachamalagai, first green chilies, where? First tomato, first beans. When we don't get answers, whenever we come across a word for which we don't know the meaning, we go to the dictionary because we know dictionary is a verified truth. So similarly, our scriptures are the verified truths. We believe that. Our culture enables us to believe. So in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the eternal seed of everything. Though we are unable to understand it rationally, intellectually, we accept. Because we now know everything we have learned in this, starting with some faith, we believe somebody. So there is no reason why we should disbelieve. Of course, not to stop with the belief, we also verify. Ranganathan Swamiji used to say, they are all verifiable truth, but you have to verify by yourself. Then only it becomes yours. Otherwise, it is a knowledge, not an experience. We will do that in our journey. Always we should know we are trying to understand the absence of otherness in the day-to-day life. That's all. It's not an intellectual exercise.
Correct.
So that unknown force, when he said Bijam Mam Sarvabhutana, that unknown force X, that is our beginning. So I was in my mother's womb when the father and mother were the instrumental cause, and when the seed was in my mother's womb. Now I know intellectually that it is that unknown force is the cross. So later on, I also feel that during the 9.5 months, the same power blessed us with these 200 and odd organs with which we are now functioning. We did not do anything. The present me and mine in us, which arrogates everything, has no role either in the bijam level or on the body organs giving. Later on, when I came out of the mother's womb, what I need is the moment I land, I need air to breathe.
Correct.
Air to breathe, water to drink, earth to exist, space to move about, 98.4 degree temperature to keep me alive. I did not do that. Sun, metals, minerals, gases, rains, vegetables, pulses, fruits. I have not done anything. So the same power, when it caused my birth in this world, has ensured that all these basic fundamentals are also provided.
True.
I did not do it, so we can put it as it has been provided.
Correct.
And we are attributing to that unknown force because we don't know how my bijam came. Acha. Then as we started growing, we are watching ourselves, we started demanding creature comforts one by one. Now suppose we take a list, right from the moment you get up from your bed, your room, bed sheet, pillow, brush, paste, soap, wash basin, commode, idli, sambar, dosha, upma. Language, education, field of profession, I have not done anything.
Correct.
Suddenly you feel the other one, whatever is basically needed for my existence was provided, we can put it in the word Mother Nature, the same origin. And now we find when there was no laptop, when there was no this particular software was there,
All the comforts.
it came through a person. That means it stuck to him. Then I start realizing everything has come from a selected, not from everybody, a selected team of people who have been assigned by that same power to meet the requirements of this creation. And it has been going on right from my seed level up to this moment. Everything he has been providing. And when I know that nothing I have done, and everything has been provided that power through Mother Nature and society, everything. When there is no language in the world, he made somebody to think about A to Z. Apart from the scripture, he made them to think about conjugation of verb, how to use it. Indefinite, present continuous, perfect continuous, active voice, passive voice. See the wonderful way, innocent two letters, when they join together, how does it convey a different meaning? We normally don't, we take everything as granted. We don't apply our mind.
Absolutely.
So when nothing is mine, how can I develop the possessiveness? Otherness. Otherness comes only when
Yes. I possess.
I possess. I possess, I don't possess. This is the one which says. So now I know intellectually. Not at the moment the session is over, we are back to our old thing. But at least now we will start with intellectually. Intellectual conviction should be there. Slowly it will percolate. Why, right from our young age till this moment, probably this would not have been given to us. Right? Our educational system, our parents, our friends, our elders, they have been unknowingly attributing every cause to, you look very nice. So I feel, no, I'm all right. I'm body. You are intelligent. You are shrewd. So that again, I start with me, end with me. Everything I start with me, end with me. I never have been given an opportunity to know that there is a higher power, there is an unknown factor which has been guiding me, which is behind everything. So that is why we intellectually understand, but unable to hold on to it. Hold on to it. And for which we some need, later on we will find we need some discipline by which every day we try to hammer this truth. Now, so suddenly I realize I am what I am because of the factors other than me. And this power, whatever it is given, it is never given to a specified beneficiary. Everything is available for everybody. The air is available for everybody. Earth is available for everybody. Water is available for everybody. Sun is available for everybody. All fruits, vegetables, everything is available. Rain is available. And
always like that.
And the person who discovered, invented, innovated, he also did not specify the beneficiary. Everything is for, and but what I am doing, I am thinking about me and mine, me and mine. So constant hammering, constant reflecting on these things, will it not help me to move closer to the creation?
That realization.
Anything that we handle, when we take the brush, we remember.
No.
He gave me a body, he gave me teeth, so he knows that every day we will be eating so many things. Naturally, it has to be cleaned. So he prompted somebody to think a device by which it can be cleaned. He did not specify the beneficiary. I am doing it. So right from the right from the bed sheet, right from the pillow, right from the paste, brush, soap, anything that we use, it is slowly reminding us, hey, look here, how they have been thinking about me to we, never me to me. So when I was concentrating on me to me, the otherness was also developing simultaneously. So we have found Mahatmas, celebrates whom we admire. What is it that has struck to us? Really, they are me to we. They are accessible to everybody. They are public properties. Whatever they have brought out, it is available for everybody. There is no otherness. There is no otherness. There is no otherness. So there are two methods. When we know that everybody owes the same source, we have all come from that. That will reduce the otherness. So in Mataji's case, she was able to maintain this even when she sees an inanimate thing. She used to say, this is also Papa. She named God as Papa, the Bijam. So she said, this is Papa. This is Papa. This is Papa.
Sure.
Because it has come from him, from that source.
Sure.
So objects, situations, persons. All these, she is always well established that they come from the same. One method. Another method, when we started thinking, we were talking about the planting a seed.
Correct.
Suppose you are planting a seed, it has got its own shape. For example, there's a green chili, very tiny little one, or tomato.
Correct.
When we plant and when it sprouts, the taproot, the feeder roots, later on, the stem, the branches, the leaves, and the flower, all are not looking alike. If you see the photo of a seed, this one is different. But everything has come from that seed. In that tiny little seed, this potential thing, this diverse manifestations, it is there in a latent form. Apparently, the seed is different from the stem. Apparently, the seed is different from the root. Apparently, it is different from the branches and the leaf and the flower. But It has all come from that. So the
Ah,
otherness, when we disconnect the seed, otherness is there.
ah.
The branch can arrogate, I am independent. The stem can arrogate, I am independent. The flower can arrogate, it can independent. But the moment it becomes aware that it is all these things have come from their source, suddenly, oh, we are all part and parcel of the stupendous soul. This could be another method to get over this otherness.
Amazing.
Ah, and
It's just
one,
you
one,
know.
one. Even now, when anything you start, we start looking at it. That though diverse in its appearance, it is all come from the same source. When we deal with that, so suppose the branch of the tree, so similarly, the you and I, individually,
Everybody, all
when we look at it individually, we are independent. But the
correct.
moment you and I start going back to the origin, Bijam Mam Sarvabhutana. So from one place,
Oh,
it requires a lot of struggle, no doubt,
no,
to
it is. I think you decoded it so beautifully, Swamiji, today. In a sense, it's. I agree. It is a constant reminder which we require to understand that Bijamam Sarvabhutanam is a very powerful statement. Thank you so much. Because it is a very powerful statement, and we need to be
one more thing
reinforcing.
to, to
Yes.
sustain this train of thought.
Yeah.
One practical method could be each one has to try.
Correct.
We start tutoring ourselves. Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant.
Wow.
Nobody is irrelevant, nobody is unimportant, nobody is insignificant. Because everything has come from that. So when we
Yes.
handle, nothing we will do in a half-assed manner. We recognize even a broomstick, it has got its own role. The one which we think, it's all right, no, we will not have. And another four mantra is everything we handle with a touch of love, handle it with a touch of perfection, handle it with a touch of dedication, handle it with a touch of gratitude, because everything he has given.
We'll take up that again. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for this
Touch of
brilliant
love,
decoding. Thank you so much.
anything that we handle at
Yes.
home, in the office, with friends. It is not to be reserved in any place, anywhere at any time. Whatever we
Absolutely.
handle, we try to handle it with a touch of love because it has come from the same source. Touch of perfection because whole souled. And
Correct.
you and I are enjoying many things because it has come out of perfection, excellence. And then this software. How many times the person who was prompted, trial and error, trial and error, trial. When the perfection became full, it came out in the form of a software, which is useful by anybody. Unknown, he is reaching out. We don't know him. That is another beauty. We don't know him, and he also doesn't know. But he is reaching out, and we have that unknown
It
person.
is created for the weak.
Absence of otherness. Absence of otherness.
Thank you so much,
More can be
Swamiji.
developed. More can be developed.
Yes, we will. This itself is a very strong message for today, and the way we could actually practically try and get into the journey of understanding that source and looking at everything with that divinity and with the possibility of saying that this comes from the same source, and also the fact that so important, that fact that uh, we are nothing, we have not created anything, it is he who has given us on a platter everything. Thank you so much,
Om
Swami. Thanks a
Hari
lot.
Om.
Thank you.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.